Monday, February 6th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you after some cloudy, chilly, occasionally rainy conditions over the weekend. Trending towards some brighter weather at times as we go through this week. And altogether, today not a bad-looking day, still a bit on the cool side, and then a lot of sun with milder temperatures tomorrow. We'll talk about that, plus really some fairly interesting stuff for the upcoming weekend as today's edition of the video unfolds. Let's start off with the radar this morning. Pretty heavy rain in South Florida, the Keys, down into Cuba, and that is with a little area of low pressure that's trying to develop right around there. And pretty interesting to note that the National Hurricane Center actually gave this a 30% chance of some type of tropical or subtropical development yesterday evening. I doubt it's able to become a classified system, but what it will do is lift off to the northeast, tracking just off the Carolina coast, and spread a little bit of some light rain in the eastern parts of the Carolinas east of Interstate 95. Now, temperatures this morning pretty mild across the southern parts of the southeast. Atlanta is at 51 here this hour, 60s and 70s further south into Florida, and then relatively chilly air from the Rockies into Canada, kind of bending into the northeastern parts of the country. Now, here's the upper air chart for today. And as we go forward in time, the feature to track over the next day or two is kind of this upper-level energy over the Rockies into the Great Lakes. Watch what happens as we get toward Wednesday. We see a little piece of energy moving through, helping to drive a cold front through, and there'll be a small shower chance on Wednesday. Now, the story for the upcoming weekend is this piece of energy and whether or not it can interact with any of the northern stream disturbances. I'll show you more on that coming up in just a moment. Let's talk about today. I think a partly sunny sky. Highs for the Interstate 85 corridor, probably upper 40s and lower 50s overall, but it'll entirely depend on how significant the cloud cover is through the day. Tomorrow, much more straightforward forecast, a lot of sun. It'll be a very nice day, actually, with highs tomorrow afternoon in the upper 50s and lower 60s, but I mentioned that system on Wednesday. That's what it looks like on the GFS, not overly impressive. It's slightly more impressive on the European, and I will mention a mostly cloudy sky for Wednesday, and I'll throw in that small chance of a very brief shower. But any precip on Wednesday looks light in nature. Now we go out to Thursday, looks quiet, and that'll be a chilly area of high pressure that builds down into the Ozarks, giving us a north flow. So highs on Thursday and Friday too, probably low to maybe mid-50s out there, and a partly cloudy type of sky, probably both days. This is Friday. And then we get into the weekend. Now let's go to the European model, and this is its depiction of how things will look on 0Z Saturday. So this is Friday evening. And again, remember that piece of upper-level energy right there. And if you wanted a big system, a powerful system that might bring some winter weather somewhere across the eastern U.S. next weekend, what you would need is this piece of energy to move quicker and phase with this piece of northern branch energy diving down to the south. Now, the GFS has done that on a number of its recent runs, but it is not doing that as of the 0Z run. I have yet to see the 6Z run at the time I'm cutting this video. So let me show you what the 0Z run today of the GFS looked like. And again, you have some rain down in the Gulf of Mexico on Saturday. And then on Sunday, that presses offshore of the Carolinas, nary a drop or flake of precip across our region on the 0Z run of the GFS. The European is very much the same, although it's pretty intense with the upper-level energy and generates a few flurries over the weekend just due to the intense nature of that northern branch piece of energy. But you did, again, let me go back to this chart. You did have some degree of phasing on some of the, in fact, many of the previous runs of the GFS, and as late as the 18Z run yesterday, that's what it looked like Sunday morning. And again, that's close to being a big system for parts of the eastern U.S. But like I mentioned, if you want to see a big system for the upcoming weekend, you need this piece of energy to be a little quicker and phase with the northern branch. That would allow low pressure to pop in the Gulf and lift up off the coast. And that is still on the table. You'd have to get everything lined up just right timing-wise. So, obviously the odds are not that great of that occurring, but you have all those players on the field that you could potentially see that come together for some type of storm system next weekend, but I wouldn't hold your breath just yet. It'll take a couple more days before we get any real confidence on that. We get it into the shorter-term window of the modeling here, and we get the timing of these separate pieces of upper-level energy timed out. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.